Okay, guys, my name is Patrick Taylor, and I am the offensive coordinator for the North Surrey Greyhounds in Toast, North Carolina. We are an air raid offense, and I'm going over the open grass reads and the sixth concept that we use, better known as four verticals, and how we teach it. I had the opportunity to write a book that goes into depth and philosophy of how we teach this open grass reads. Really breaks down the background that a coach needs to know in order to kind of understand. It goes through the different types of vision, both static and active vision, and how we incorporate it into teaching the brain to process the pictures they see. You can order it through American Football monthly. It's got 13 videos along with it, and I'm constantly adding stuff to it. One of my friends, Hal Mummy, he wrote a review for the book. He's always been a good ear for me to lean on when I had any questions. Here's our contact information for our staff at North Surrey. I'm part of a great staff that does a lot of things with a lot of great kids that play hard. Follow these guys, and if you have any questions about what we do, don't hesitate to contact them. Just a little bit of who we are. Our passing game is on the left. We have basically 5 quick game and 4 drop backs. We have 4 run plays, 2 screens, a perimeter tunnel screen, and a running back screen. Probably what really makes us unique is that we're comfortable being unbalanced. We've rushed for 2,000 yards each of the past 3 years in the air raid. And if you ask me how much we run pass, it really depends week to week and what the defense is going to give us. We take what they give us and we try to exploit it and execute it to the best of our abilities to lead us to a win. Our offense is a mindset, it's attitude that we're going to take what the defense gives us, and we're going to make the best available play to put us in the best available situations. With our playbook being so small, we believe in building a better mousetrap. Our success is solely on execution. We believe at the end of the night, if we out-execute someone, that we're going to beat them, and we believe with our small playbook, doing it over and over and over again, the proficiency of the execution will get that much higher. Why the air raid, and especially the six play? Basically for 2 reasons. Back in the late 90s, I was a University of Kentucky fan, and I saw a guy named Hal Mummy take over a team that was severely depleted talent-wise in some aspects in the toughest conference in college football in the SEC. And he was able to beat Alabama probably for the first time in 50 or 75 years, LSU, and he was taking Steve Spurrier's Florida Gators to the brink every year, put us in bowl games, and was just throwing up lightning numbers with guys that I knew recruiting-wise was not necessarily the top of the SEC. So I kind of said as a fan, man, when I get to coach, I'm going to run this offense. As far as the six play goes, it's a staple. I remember Mike Leach using it to beat Texas on the final drive, watching him throwing it down the field to Crabtree, and it was just an explosive play, and it's been a great play for us. How we teach it is a little different. We kind of get into some run and shoot almost with the way we do it. We ask our receivers when they come to the line of scrimmage, when we've got 6 called, when am I open? Run to your open. We ask our quarterback, throw it to who's open right now, with some reads that I will teach you. But it also becomes a blank canvas. I can tag a route. He can tag a route. He can put us in a concept that he likes better based on what he sees. And so it helps tremendously for us to be able to run this. And I'll show a few clips here. This is the best team in the state, 2015, undefeated state champions. Winning the school in North Carolina history here in black. And we came into this game as a 16th seed. They were the number 1 overall seed, of course. and this is why we do what we do. As you can see here, we come to the line of scrimmage. Our receivers are asking themselves, when am I open? Our quarterback's going, who's open now? We're in a 6 call here, 4 verts. You can see the slot settles down, catches the football. Here we are. We catch him in a blitz. We're throwing the screen. Just about scores on this play. But you can see we're getting the ball out quick against a team that's a lot better than us. Here we're going to get the back involved by getting him on a swing route. And you can see we're going to manipulate 2 defenders to open up the middle of the field to make a nice completion. It's just an easy way. This is a Power 5 linebacker here on the field. It's going to play probably on Saturday. Going to play on Saturdays, probably on Sundays also. By tagging number 3 on the shoot route, we open up the middle of the field, which allows for us to make a big play at the end. As you can see at the top of the screen, he's asking when he's open. He can't get over the top, so he runs a comeback route, clears the middle of the field for the touchdown. So a little bit about the 6 play in our production over the last 3 years. We've had a 68% completion percentage for 2,194 yards, almost 19 yards per reception, 22 TDs, 5 interceptions. But the stat that leads to all this is the 149.7 QBR. That's what drives all these stats to the left. If you look at the bottom here, you can see that our production's been around 6 yards a carry and 17 to 18 yards per completion. Basically, I'm going to show how we married some run and shoot ideas with the air raid 6 play, which is 4 verticals. What's remarkable about this stat is only 10% of the time the ball was caught at the average. So that means we're catching the ball underneath and we're doing what we're supposed to do after the catch, and that is pure air raid football. Okay, the dynamics of this play is it allows the offense to adjust with ease, takes advantage of the defense's game plan. Sometimes, you don't know game in, game out how people are going to cover you, how they're going to deal with your best receiver, and it's hard to find, and it's hard to sometimes tell a kid in-game adjustments. It's a lot easier to have a blank canvas to work with and be able to exploit what they're trying to do to you. With our small offense, the way we use the 6 play, our offense seems to be larger and more complex to a huddle breakdown, which forces opposing coaches more data input and less practice time. Our quick game, as you've seen in the earlier clips, it gets even faster. The quarterback's going to read, and I'll go through that, but it gets even faster. You know that your quarterback as a coach is seeing the defense reacting to what he sees. This tells you that he's actually reading the back end of the coverage and who's blitzing and who's not. The defense has to defend. Another thing is the defense has to defend the entire field, and the DC, he has to defend the entire playbook on every play. The sideline triangle concepts become a full field play. I'll show you how if we've got a sideline triangle to the right, we're running these open grass concepts to the left away from the concept. It also allows your offensive coordinator and quarterback to tag routes like a blank canvas. It's endless the possibilities. One of the things that we do not do is we spend no time in chalk talks with our quarterback. We teach from a field perspective. I believe that the quarterback position is about process and decision training with the eyes, brain, and muscular system. If you want to sit in your office on a whiteboard and you want to have a clinic session where you're drawing up plays that look like the picture at the top, that's great. It's doing nothing to help your quarterback learn and achieve the offense. There is no depth perception in this play. If we look at the bottom picture that I've posted here, this is the perception the quarterback plays from. This is a 3D picture. It has depth, it has width, it has height, it has everything. And this is what he plays at. And when you train the brain, the eyes record the brain what to see and what to react to. And I'll go through the slow and fast processes in a minute that I go in depth in my book. That really we talk about it and get down to the science of it, of why we don't do chalk talks. It's a complete and utter waste of time because your brain is having to learn things in 2 different ways. is having to visualize two different ways that are not compatible to one another. One of the things as a coach you have to realize and get over if you're going to develop an offense is freedom. The first step in developing a quarterback is to allow him freedom. Freedom is the key to showing how well your offense can compete in game situations. You can see how much they understand what you've taught. As coaches, we want to control the quarterback every step of practice, and that produces fake results, creating a dysfunctional puppet instead of a dynamic player. What we know versus what our players can perform. That's what we're talking about, the dysfunctional puppet or a dynamic player. Do you want to create somebody that does exactly what you say all the time, and when things break down or things are not exactly like you draw it up, they are dysfunctional? Or do you want to create a dynamic player that can stand in the briar patch and deliver? Freedom allows that, and freedom teaches that. When we put the performance of our players on us, we will go a lot farther as coaches. And I know that's a slippery slope, but what the fans see on Friday night, whether we like it or not, is us. All right, is us. The more freedom we allow our quarterbacks at the line of scrimmage, the more flexible and efficient you will be in an offense. If he's running the show because he's playing the game, it will definitely be a bigger, more productive offense. And the last thing I will say is, don't hide in your play calling. Attack, let loose, and observe. One of the things we talk about when we talk about coaching quarterbacks is the slow process and the fast process. The slow process is everything that's pre-snap. It's rule-based, rationale, controlled, process-based. It's conscious. Quarterback is completely engaged, making the brain reach decisions based on factual evidence. Focuses brain on variables to get to the right point of execution. It forces the players to think and process. The slow process is what produces what we as fans like to see in the fast process. That's everything post-snap. When this is wrong, the fast process looks bad. The fast process being the post-snap is when the ball snapped, everything becomes reaction-based. It's unconscious, it's automatic, it's associated by nature, it's associated by what he saw in the slow process. It's more concrete and specific because the variables have worked themselves out. It operates automatically at a very rapid pace. We're talking about under 3 seconds. It is reaction-based. It opposes the mastery of coaching and practicing. One of the examples I give of the fast process is blinking your eyes. Your body automatically blinks your eyes without you even noticing because your eyes need wetting. Another idea in sports would be a boxer. A boxer, once the bell rings, is in fast process for those 3 minutes in that round. The way he combats his opponent's punches is all fast process. It's all reaction based. And that thing, punch, counter punch, this kind of thing there, that is all fast process. So when we talk about a quarterback, man, he missed that read, or he didn't see the coverage, or this, that, and the other, that is because his slow process and fast process were coinciding with one another. He hadn't gone through the first step to get the reward of the second step. And I go through that a lot deeper in my book. Here's our base 6 play. This is just like everyone runs it. But what I've done is I've color-coded the space. So how we teach this is we got, and the top is a 3-by-1 look, and I've color-coded it. This right single-side receiver has what we call free access, and the free access means if he's in 8 yards or more off, he can run a hitch. If he's in that gray area where they're trying to sugar us on coverage, maybe playing a press bail or that kind of technique, he can run a comeback if you can't beat him over the top. If he's in press, if he's not audible onto something, he's got an outside release vertical. Okay, when we come over to the 3-surface side, the inside receiver has all of this area to work. Okay, the slot receiver has this area, the outside receiver has this area. Now where this differs, where this open grass concept happens, is if this safety is sitting 10 to 12 yards off or 8 yards off, we ask our receivers to walk up to the line of scrimmage and ask, when am I open? So if he's way off, we're going to run a 3-step stick route. and we're going to throw the ball out there right now. If for some reason he's far off, he's automatically going to get his eyes to the near side backer because he's the only one that can undercut that route. Okay? If he starts on his stick and this guy's flying out, he's going to work the hole behind him and sit in behind him. Same way for this guy. In this situation with this flat player down so close, he's got to work to the seam right here and get that clear window in between the safety and the flat player in this instance. And of course, in this scenario, if he's far off, we can hitch this. Okay? We can hitch this. If we had a straight across the board coverage, it's going to turn into all hitches. Okay? Same way down here. In this picture, we would ask the quarterback who's open now. All right? We're going to run an outside release vertical. It could be a hitch. It could be a comeback. By the look here, you're probably going to get a 3-step stick route. Ball's probably going to be out in this area. Over here, this receiver, when am I open? He sees he's got a flat player underneath. He's got to work the seam and look for the seam ball. And the outside receiver's got to ask him the same thing. What we like about this play is that the quarterback can audible any route he wants to get someone open. He can put us in a concept. He can do a lot. The back in this situation is going to be an A-gap or open gap blocker. He's going to come through, see if somebody's there. If not, we're going to run some kind of over-the-ball route. We also get into situations where we tag him on different routes to take advantage. In our empty series, where we're in some type of 5 wide, the rules are basically the same, but things can change. Down at the bottom, if we're in a 4x1 set, the running back or the 5th receiver is always going to run a shallow route through the defensive lineman's heels. And with that being the case, he's the blitz pickup, the blitz bailout. Okay, if they blitz, we're going to throw that ball now. Everything over here is the same as the 3x1 I just showed you. Everything over here is the same as the 3x1 I showed you. The only place it really changes is this. If we're in 3x2, the 5th receiver has got a default shallow route, just like 4x1, unless we have put this outside receiver on some type of underneath or intermediate crossing route. He will then run a complementary route, such as a vertical, if we put him on a quick dig or if we put him on a hitch. He's going to clear the vertical to clear that throwing window. We could put him on a corner and run smash over here. We could do a lot of different things. We can run 9-6. We can do a lot of things based on matchups, grass, and everything else. So this works out great. But in a 3x2, he's still your blitz bailout. And a lot of times on this shallow route, we'll get these guys stepping up and it'll open that middle of the hole open even more. Okay, one of the things we do to install this is the walkthrough drill. This is very simple. You can do it in a gym in the cold weather type of year. You can do a lot of things with this drill. This is how we teach this 6 play 4 verticals, but it's also how we teach every concept in our offense. What we do is you take a tennis ball and put it in the quarterback's hand. You line 4 receivers up or whatever formation you want to put them in, 3x1, empty, whatever you want. Get you some players, some trash cans, something, and you set them in some type of defensive shell. Have the receivers coach will ask the receivers, walk till you're open. You tell the quarterback, throw the tennis ball, who is open now. And you do this over and over again with the different shell coverages. This is teaching the brain the visual keys of the secondary and who is open now based on leverage, based on space, depth, and everything else. This is your 3D teaching. We do this with our concepts. If we had a running back here and we're going to run our Y corner, which some people call snag, where we got a slant sit, a corner route, and a swing route. In this situation, the quarterback's going to look at here and he's going to go, the corner's down. That means my corner route's got some grass. So now I know my safety to my flat player is where I'm looking. So as the corner route is ran, if that safety gets off the hash, I'm down here looking at the slant swing. All right. If this corner was off in a quarters look, he would look pre-snap and say, ooh, there's no grass where that route's going. So now I'm still going to peek this first route to make sure he don't roll or slam down. But I'm probably going to peek that. If it stays the same, I'm to my slant swing. And as we progress further, if he comes up in this situation, because on the backside of our concepts that don't cross, we're running hitches against off coverage, double slants against man coverage. So he may walk up to the line of scrimmage. If we've got a 10-yard off safety on this slot, he knows he's going to get a 3-step hitch. He's just going to catch that ball and throw it out there immediately. This is a drill that you can actually take and you can manipulate and you can continue to grow. And then we take it even farther into 7-on-7. And when we get out there at 7-on-7, we're basically asking the same thing. Who's open now? Walk to your open. If we're in our 6 concept, if we're in our regular triangle concepts, we're still asking him to ask the same question inside the concepts. Okay, this is back 2015. We first installed this offense. The quarterback, this is his very first 7-on-7 against any team other than our team. He's had a spring install and that's it in this offense. And as you can see, I've got the 6 call made in all these clips, and you can see him divide the routes. This is a great teaching tool and learning tool. As many of us coaches has to understand, 7-on-7 is not real football. And this is a great time to teach, be competitive, but actually teach your quarterback and give him some freedom to make mistakes and find teaching points. As you can see, our quarterback here is dividing routes based on what he sees. What he's going to do, he's going to put 3 on a shoot, he's going to put 2 on a slant sit. As you can see, we got a completion of big yards after the catch. Okay, the same type of thing. We've called 6 again. He's put the backside on something, but on the front side, he's kind of got that same concept. He's trying to manipulate this defender. He puts him on the shoot. He puts him on the slant sit. The outside's got the vertical. And he's done this all by himself. I'm behind him to help or answer any questions. But we are able to do a lot of things there, and as you can see. Here we're in a 4-by-1 set. You'll see the running back make his shallow route. You'll see them in their 4 verticals because we're kind of getting a man look. We've got a quarters coverage type depth here. But as I said earlier, I teach no coverage to my quarterbacks. I don't care if they know what cover 1 through 7 means and Ripley is match and Mabel and rat in the hole and all that. I could care less if he can pass a paper test on coverage. I want him to understand grass. I want him to understand where the routes are going and what the probability is on those routes being open. I believe he puts the backside guy on the comeback here. We can look, but you can see he's checking them off on what he wants them to run. He's going to snap the ball. He's looking. Tailback comes across the middle. He throws the comeback to the single receiver side. So that's what's nice about this. Same type of situation. We're in 3-by-2. He's got a question. I'm there to answer the question. I'm there to make a coaching point. As you can see, he's going to put him on his different routes. He asks another question about the coverage. I'm able to tell him in this 7-on-7 situation. And he's putting the backside on a concept. We should have a vertical and a bench route here to the backside. Clears out the middle of the field for a big completion. This is all during the 7-on-7 in our first times. So let's move to the game situation. The game situation says this, and inside these clips, this is the conference championship game this past year. And what I want us to see is this. When we look, we end up putting the slot receiver on a quick out. Now in our base 6 alignment, we've got the 6 call made. We're in trips right. The receivers are asking themselves, when am I open? When am I open? Well, default tells him that safety's far enough off I can run that 3-step stick. But what we teach that inside receiver is eyeball this guy. He's the #1 guy who can undercut your route. So as you can see, he's turned in looking. He sees he's in a wide stance. Instead of hitching up, we work right around him in the hole, catch the football underneath. Okay. This situation, kind of the same kind of thing. We're in empty here. This is what we're going to do. It's third down, 10 yards to go. This is in a game we've got to win to go to the conference championship. What we've got here is a 9, an out route to get to the sticks, a 10-yard out. We actually have a hitch, corner, post. We're putting a lot of pressure on this play side safety. This is all 4 verticals is the base call. It's all audible to this for the touchdown. Okay, here we are in 3-by-2. You can see the quarterback breaking off the routes. If you really watch closely, as soon as we audible a route, watch this safety get out of there. Okay, now he knows he's been audible on a route. He knows he's got the underneath route. Number 2's got the underneath route, so number 3 is going to stay on his path. But we audible this guy on a short hitch bench, and so he knows I'm going to stay on that vertical path to clear it out underneath, and watch what happens. Put the ball out to an easy throw with a big gain. Okay, here we are from a bunch set. I've called trips right 6, which is 4 verticals from a bunch set. Quarterback walks out and tells them he puts them on a shallow drive concept. This is his 3rd game of the season against one of our biggest rivals, number 4 ranked team in the state at this time. They've been giving us a stack look, trying to create a lot of confusion for a young quarterback. He's comfortable in this play. He's called this play from the field. You can see him putting us on the call. He hits the blitz beater for about a 20-yard gain. Okay, this is pure run and shoot. We were playing this team, got in a battle with them, and then reeled off 35 points in 4 minutes. They were playing man-2 backside, 4-on-3 front side. Okay, basically giving us a 5-man box. We were having to try to break the game open right now. If you watch, we'll foot fire this. For outside, this safety screams off the hash thinking we're going vertical. This is our best receiver. Watch him bend it in for the dig. This is all audible from the quarterback. Getting in the grass results in 6 points. This is a play. We tag our play action with the color name, and all it does is the quarterback tells the running back the color, and he knows, oh, that's for me to flash across. We're trying to draw these interior linebackers up, but this tells me that the open grass concept and the read and the walkthrough drills, it really picks up and it makes the brain process pre-snap. If you look out here, we've got 2 over 1-2, and there's a 3rd receiver out here. He looks out there and he puts him on a book route, which is basically our quick screen. Tells number 3, I got him. Tells number 1 receiver, I got him. I'm the wide receivers coach. My wide receiver breaks down right here. If we block in, we walk in. But this tells me that quarterback is looking pre-snap at what's going on. He puts him on it, catches it, throws it out there. We miss the block. Ends up being no gain, but I know the quarterback is actually processing what we're teaching. Here's another audible where we got trips to the boundary. He puts them on a shallow concept, which is really like a drive, but it is a shallow concept. You watch what happens here. Throws the ball in the hole. He audible to this play, led to 6 points. Okay, we're a big stick team, and because of our open grass mentality, this leads to a lot of things. We run a lot of stick with our inside zone, and with all our 4 run plays, we tag 2 pass concepts that we call RPOs to a run play, and that's stick and go. And since we're a big stick team, a lot of people like to mess with our safeties here, and I'll show you in this play. They were trying to sugar him, come in, show a little bail, this, that, and the other. So all we do, the quarterback, he tags number 2 on a post, a skinny post. He's reading 3, 2, 1. So if this safety bails, he's going to throw the stick. If he stays tight, we're looking post all the way. This is where we get the running back involved into the swing game. We just tag swing, and what this does on swing is this. We're going to call this trips left 6, which is 4 verts, swing. So swing tells, the signal tells the tailback he's on a swing route. This tells number 3, I'm staying on my inside vertical release. What changes, and this is a run and shoot concept, is now he is on a seam curl. He's going to run this thing up the seam as far as he can, looking at this player. If this player dives in for the shoot, he's going to settle up in the grass. We're going to throw the ball. If they all bail, we'll hit the swing route. The quarterback is still reading 3-2 swing, 3-2-1 swing. Okay, so watch this. This also tells me that our open grass reads really works. Right there, works it in the hole. It's good. So as you can see, yes, they do bail, but this guy's kind of sitting in no man's land. He stays with the seam, but he's kind of in there in the hole. We're working around this guy. He bails out right there in the hole. Same way here, we're back in the swing concept against the same team. Okay, we're going to sit down. He puts the ball out there right now. Okay, he puts the ball out there right now. This is the... Okay, we do use motion. We have 2 motions in our offense: a zap, which is same side, a zoom, which is all the way across. And what we're doing, this is our best receiver. We're going to zoom him across into a bubble book route. And what we do is we use our best receiver to get our third receiver wide open. Same read. He sees the safety doesn't get over. It's vacated down the seam. Throw the ball to grass. Okay, what do people do against man coverage? It looks good against zone. What do people do against man? Man to man, I enjoy because that's where our 4 verticals really becomes so wide open for us. If you see right here, we're in 3x2. And we have put the number, the X receiver, which is our far left outside receiver, we put him on a rub bench route. So that tells the inside slot, I don't have the blitz pickup, shallow route. I've got to stay on that vertical to create a rub. This is the semifinal for the Big 1A in North Carolina. They are faster than us across the board in the secondary, so we have to create matchup situations that best benefit us. This is one of the way we do it. 4 verts. We've tagged 1 route. We get him open on a rub for a big play. State runner-ups this year we're playing against. These guys are at least 1.5 to 2/10 of a second faster than us across the board. So I've got trips right 4 verts called, which is our 6th play, and I have tagged number 3 on a shallow route. Okay, I've tagged him on a shallow route. So let's watch what happens here. If you look, because I have tagged a shallow route, I have occupied 4 defenders, which allows my slot receiver a ton of room to work over the middle. We're allowed making the opponent defend the space and the route. We can miss big or hit big on a shot down the field. As you can see, we hit big on a lot faster secondary. In this situation, we kind of do the same thing. The only difference is I tag the left outside receiver on a shallow route, which is our X receiver. We're going to tag him on a shallow route, and that allows our best player a lot of grass to work. He now has from hash to sideline. So that's 35 yards. It gives a lot of quarterback a lot of room to miss. Watch what happens when we tag him on the shallow route. As you can see, we created a big opportunity for us. This is all 4 verticals. Throw it in the hole. Same type of thing again. The only difference is we tagged. This is 3x1. We have tagged this number 3 receiver on a stick route, which I know you don't run stick against man, but this defender is trained to go anywhere he goes. So if we can get him to stop down here on this lower level, it opens up the big level over top. We're able to make a big play here. First down conversion. We rarely get cover 0, but as you can see, we got a 4-3 box cover 0. So what we do in this situation a lot is we take advantage of the middle of the field. Here we're going to tag number 3 on a route. We're still running 4 verticals. He's on an out route. That means number 2 has a lot of room to work. We hit the ball down the field for a big play. I think on this night we went 12 of 20 for 325 yards, basically. Here it is again. We're going to put number 2 again against man coverage on a stick route. Watch what it does to the middle of the field. Able to make a big play. In this situation, we're going to put number 3. We're going to put number 3 on a shoot route. It almost turns in. Watch how we draw 2 defenders to the flats. Big hole opens up down the middle. For a big gain. Now for our open grass examples that we're going to go through, we're kind of teaching. Again, in our rules, we have put number 2 on a quick out. Since he knows he's on the quick route, he can't sit down in a hitch because he's vacating that space in that color chart. So he knows he's got a mandatory outside release vertical. This guy on the backside's got free access. Number 2's been audible to a route. Number 3's looking, and his rule says I've got enough room to stick it up in here, but I'm automatically going to get my eyes to number 3, the inside linebacker. That inside linebacker can make me wrong. He can get underneath that quick throw. So as he takes off, we're audibling out there. As he takes off, he's looking, works right around the hole for a big play. Another idea, finding grass when Key lies. This linebacker we had watched on film was great at shooting out here. He sees back away. He knows he's either getting run to or passed to because of the formation. So we have got to really be smart about this. So again, number 2's kind of in a predicament about being able to sit down. He knows he's got an outside release vertical because this guy is so tight. He's got free access. The tailback's got his block to over the ball. Watch this right here. Gets his eyes inside. Tailback, running back gets underneath. The linebacker gets out. If you watch, he gets out there fast. We work around him in the hole he just came from. Make a nice completion on a 4th down. Okay. In this situation, you can watch our quarterback puts number 2 at the top of the screen on a curl route. He's telling him to sit down. Now he's still reading 3-2-1 even though he's audible this route. Okay, so what he's going to do here, if you look closely, he's reading what this guy's going to do. We bend it inside. He commits. We throw the curl right behind him. Very simple. Same thing here. We talked about earlier about the hitch post. They're messing around with this safety because we thrown the hitch, thrown the hitch, thrown the hitch, thrown the hitch. This tells you that he's reading 3-2-1 on game film because he's got an idea of what's going on. He sees that safety. Now, if this safety would have slammed it, we'd have thrown that post route. But because he read the safety stayed back, we got the ball out quick for a nice gain. Same type of situation here. Okay, we got this flat defender. How are we going to make it work right here? Looking for the hole. He sits down to the outside. Makes a nice throw, a nice catch. Here we throw a little quick screen out there. He's audibled him to a book route. What we've changed, this is the first year, 2015, we were in this. What we've changed now, if he gets the book symbol, number 1 knows automatically he's going to block on 1. And we got to beat this guy on the perimeter. This is still 4 verticals. They make a nice play. We at least get a yard or 2 gain out of it. Now, this is probably the textbook perfect example of 3rd and long and minus territory of open grass. Okay, we're in 3rd and long situation. This is a conference game for us. It's a big win. We're backed up in minus territory. And this is a great example of when am I open and actually seeing the walkthrough drill happen in a game. As you can see, 4 verts. They got 3 down on us. They're in a bail. Watch this slot receiver. He sets down in the hole. First down. Moving the chains. Okay, here we go. We tag a lot with play action. If people are trying to give us problems with these interior backers, we will tag play action like I said earlier. But as you can see, even though he's off, he's still working because he's got 2 guys here that show him blitz. So he's going to run right where they vacated. This is our walkthrough rules on play action. He works it in. Nice little ball where the linebacker's vacated. Nice. You can tell this is not an RPO. It's actually play action passing by the way the lineman passed it. But again, we're manipulating these backers. As you can see, we'll flash across. We got that number 3 on the seam. They try to bring an edge blitz. Quarterback sees it, throws the ball in the hole. Now, as I talked about earlier in the clips, working backside, how this becomes a full field defendable thing. A lot of people know that if our back is 2 in twins, we run a lot of triangle concepts over here, so they will call the strength to the triangle. And as you can see, we got a lot of real estate right here. What we tell our backside receivers away from the back in a triangle non-crossing concept: if it's off coverage, you got double hitches. If it's press coverage, you got double slants. The quarterback can then, if he wants to, audible. If it was press man to a slant wheel, he can audible to whatever he wants to, but our 2 base calls is double slants or double hitches. And this is a great prime example of it. Catching the ball, throwing it right now. Ball's out, big gain on 2nd down. Okay, same way here. It's the same situation. We've got stick called over here. He snaps it, gets it out there. Another big gain. You're not giving up sacks. You're not giving up patting the ball and giving up incompletions. This is our walkthrough drill being shown on the field. Okay, this play is not an RPO. Our receivers, if they do not get an RPO, a run pass option called, we only have 2 attached to our 4 runs, they're going to run 6. They're going to run 6 to block, or they're going to run 6 to look for a ball. In this situation, we're following our walkthrough rules. They have 2 down, 1 up. Number 3 is uncovered. He's saying, I can run a stick. I can run a stick. He's looking inside. They're showing blitz. So he's going to key this guy right here because he knows the safety's no help. Okay, we have got a G call here. We're going to pull the tackle and run 1 back power. And you can see right here, this is how dynamic it gets. He sees the blitz is true, throws the ball where they left. That's because we run 6 with every run play unless it's tagged to an RPO concept. So as you can see here, he's seeing the blitz. Now if they would have backed out of the blitz, he would have handed the football. We're going to throw it right there for a big gain. Next play is a touchdown. So as I went through and explained this quite a bit further, I hope you understand what I was trying to do. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me at all. I always love to talk ball. Thank you guys for listening.